Welcome to Our Energy Matters with Anthony Manna and Dena Marie. Aloha.
Aloha to you two. And here we are, episode 55. And I look over to my calendar and I see on September the 25th in 2020, I was on your radio show, Lift Your Spirits, and you interviewed me. I always like to do this because I put a pitch in for my book. You interviewed me for my book, Loukas in the Game of Chance by Anthony Manna and illustrated by Donald Babish. And it's all about the idea of the celestial guardians will surely allow Loukas to reverse his misfortune, restore his honor, and win back all that he loves and treasures, won't they? That's the big question, isn't it? And so much, the celestial guardians, and that word celestial has become my name for you, you know, as you're going to see today. And you know, and then in my writing, because the people need to know that, don't they? That what we do is I have been working with the ideas about the ideas that are limitless in so many ways for me. In your book, Our Energy Matters, The Art of Crystal Reading, and I'll say the title again in just a little bit. But I mean, you know, I found out about that book because of our interview, and then all of a sudden started working through it. And I said, you know, let's try to meet and talk about your ideas. And then eventually, you know, and what I find in your book as a writer, what's there for me. And I'll talk about that in a little bit here because it's very personal today when I talk about Walk the Healing Pathway, which is part 3, because we're going to do the Celestial Arts quiz. Anyway.
Hey, listen, mention you're a professor, so that makes me nervous.
I hope so. That's what I want. I want my students to be nervous because otherwise they won't be able to grow. Anyway, so what I do then is I put a piece of writing together in relationship to my growth because of your book, and also how we both come together because of your book. So this is part 3, Walking the Healing Pathway. And I say, come folks, come follow me today to a domain built, anointed, and burnished bright by Dena Marie and the paragon of virtue and cheerfulness that is her book, enchantingly titled Our Energy Matters, The Art of Crystal Reading, where soul, mind, heart seekers like me, and this is the other subtitle, learn how to manifest their heartfelt intentions. I guess I want to say Dena Marie is a spirit guide, a celestial arts mentor and warrior, a creative, genuine, and fun-loving teacher, leading seekers to spark enlightened pathways where they undertake a soul, mind, body search that awakens them to the depths of their goodness and their wondrous, blessed self. God, it feels so good to say that. I know about this, folks, about this awakening, because I have been graciously spirited up by Dena Marie, Lady Grace of Angelic Wonder, as I christened her, in her role as a faith-based healer teacher who inspired me and so many other seekers, clients, wanderers along the path lined with questions, fathoming a holy realm of soulful identity. She seems to be saying, hey there, you, standing at my threshold. She seems to be saying to all the needy ones coming to her gateway, opening to the promise of emerging self-truthfulness. Go ahead, dudes and gals, young and old, she urges. Summon your courage and ask, who am I? What do I desire? AKA, what are my heartfelt intentions? What is blocking me to engage in a process of bringing seeds of energy from the universe into every miraculous and thriving feature of my being? God, that feels so good to say. It's so liberating. And this, do I have the grit it takes to seek these answers? Get it, folks? Dena Marie is a spirit lifter. That's why she calls her show Lifting Your Spirits, by the way. Generating in her enlightened book, workshops, classes, spark-tested manifestations of healing, hope, and redemptive enlightenment, bolted into action by her celestial endowed crystals, morphed sparkle clear by her readings of your selected colors, her sanctified illuminations of self-respect, self-acceptance, self-wonder, and her gloried awareness of truth telling. Now, any of you out there want to learn more? I discovered a gleeful medium that allows me to move close to Dena Marie's blessed guidance, anointed healing prescriptions, and soul-felt solace offered as rituals of recovery for living a fulfilled and happy life. I call my medium the Celestial Arts Quiz Show, established and hosted by me, Anthony L. Manna, AKA Professor Grandpa Tonio, the book guy and the writing guy. And the Celestial Arts Quiz Show features one contestant, calling Dena Marie, celestial alchemist, angelic hostess, come forth and illuminate our listeners and viewers. Curious about your passionate belief in drinking from the wellspring of the energy of open-heartedness, touched by joyful mind, to ride the rising tide of enlightened soul search. So here we go. Dena Marie, stand and be counted.
Oh, geez.
Wandering through your book's labyrinth of fundamental truth, I found this jolt. This is so easy for you because it's central to your way of thinking. This jolt of it was lyrically toned. I found that's the best way to describe it, lyrically toned wisdom. And you said, only as high as I reach can I grow. Only as far as I seek can I go. Only as deep as I look can I see. Only as much as I dream can I be. I mean, this is a song, is it not? So I say to you, what do these crystallized words of wonder mean to you today, here and now?
Well, there's something magic that happens when I'm in the zone. So when I am doing a session and we're just engaged and everything is just flowing, or maybe I'm channeling something higher than myself, which I think I am, I start to rhyme. And I can't tell you how many people are like, write it down, write it down. So I had a person come, a woman who broke away from a relationship that was no longer serving her. And then she just says, she's sitting in the chair I'm sitting right now. She goes, Dena, I can't be alone. I'm afraid to be alone. And then I said, you know, you're never alone if you're in the zone. And that's that place, you know, you're reaching, you're growing, you're being. And when you're there, that's when the celestial world kicks in. When you're in that place of self-love and being, which is when I do my show or my readings, or when I'm doing my Reiki, or with my grandkids having fun, when you're in that place of joy and you're doing what you want to do, sometimes the universe makes me sing songs. I always say it makes my heart sing, but they'll say something to me and somehow I say it out loud. And also in Reiki, I'll say something and it'll be perfect. And I don't know if I'm the one that's actually in charge of that. Does that make sense? So when I wrote that, I was probably definitely in the zone.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I never heard you talk about it that way, but I think that to me as a writer, when I get into that place, you know, I understand what you mean, because it's like you don't know who's operating really, in a sense. You know, it's like a kind of, and it's not like you're losing control and that you're freaking out and running around the room screaming, but that all of a sudden there's kind of like a simplicity and calmness that comes to you and gives you a solace.
And I think that you're in flow. So all I do is find people that have the blocks, what blocks they have. And then as soon as you open that, like you and I, our conversations open our throat chakra, our heart, and it empowered us. So we have more energy going up here, so we can be more inspired and creative and imaginative. Our conversations helped us heal certain chakras that were kind of bruised during our first couple, 6 months with what was going on in the world. So I think all I do is find that one thing that you need a prescription. You have to do your homework. It's as simple as burning your journals. It's as simple as practicing self-love, saying no when you want to say no to other people and yes to yourself. And then when you feel good, you're in flow. And when you feel good, everything's easy. And yeah, you're not running around channeling some guru thing. You're not doing any of that.
Right.
All you're doing is tapping someone on this shoulder at a grocery store, and it's your friend you haven't seen for 20 years, and you're like, oh my God, and you're having this interaction. It's just as simple as, sitting down with yourself in that space, and you can't stop writing. There's no force involved. It's just you're in the zone.
In the zone, in the flow. And you just mentioned the word chakra. And I know that we've talked about this before, but I mean, maybe people who are new to listening and viewing us would like you to explain what a chakra is.
So the way I taught it to children. So if you close your eyes and you see pictures in your mind's eye, that is your brow chakra. If you look up and you have an idea and then you start to paint a picture in your mind's eye, like I want to go eat ice cream, and then you see the kind of ice cream you want, you're actually using your throat chakra because you're chatting with yourself, right? Or the idea popped into your head. Then you might say to the person next to you, let's go get something to eat. I want ice cream. And now you're out of your head and you're into your heart, and your person says next to you, well, we're on a diet, we can't go. And I'm like, oh no, I want ice cream. And that's when you get it, you want it so bad. You're like, you know what? We'll get low fat, whatever. I need ice cream right now, right? I need it. I'm not going to listen to you. Even if you're on a diet, who cares? Then your solar plexus below your heart is when you get in the car, whether they go with you or not, right? You act on your idea. That's the solar plexus. And then the sacral chakra, which is in your hips, is if your friend did go with you and you enjoyed an ice cream cone together, or when you go to the grocery store and you buy it from the person at the check stand. But the physical act, which is your root chakra, and the lower chakra, which is your hip to your feet, is that physical act of eating the ice cream and enjoying it. Yeah. Now, if you're eating the ice cream and you're feeling guilt and like, oh God, I shouldn't have done this, your chakras are blocked. But if you do something, and then maybe that's when you do see that classmate, or you do run into someone you've been looking for, but your inner voice tells you to do things and it feels right, you do it, and it always has a bigger reverberation. It gets bigger. So when I'm in the zone, I just sit next to somebody and they're the musician I'm looking for, but I don't know them yet because they just told me to go look for this guy. And then I'm just booking a guy, and it took take me but 10 minutes to do it. And I'd already seen him before. I just didn't know who it was. And that's when you're in the zone and you're doing what you want to do and it feels good. That's your heart chakra, when it feels good.
That's wonderful. Yeah. And so when I first started learning about chakras, and I hadn't really given very much thought, it was like that. You talk about them as the life-saving energies, in a variety of ways. I mean, and what I always like to point out to people is that if you go to the back of your book, you get the chakra cheat sheet, which is one of my favorite places to go, because on this column here, you have the energy. You have the I start with the root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, brow, and crown, but on this side, we have the blockages, where are you in trouble, in a sense, with your energy, and why are you so unhappy? What do you need? And you sometimes say that on your, in your introduction to your Facebook page. You'll say something about the way, how are you feeling today? What are you in need of this or in need of that? And I find that very supportive. I always like reading those because it's, it kind of wakes you up to what you need.
Well, and today I did 2 posts on the heart chakra, and one was about self-love and looking in the mirror and saying you love yourself just as you are. And today was about opening your heart to other people. So that's the balance between the heart chakras, like loving yourself and giving love away. And I've been in a space where I've been loving myself. So I'm still giving my love away, but I'm not opening myself to other people because I really enjoy my own company right now. But if that was because I was angry at other people and I wasn't happy with my past relationships, then I'd be closing my heart. If I wasn't practicing self-care, you might be stoic and kind of angry, maybe not able to really hug someone and love them. So there's that fine line in the heart chakra of giving and receiving. And we have to learn to receive and give equally.
Well, that's so nice to hear, because I was thinking today, just before we met, when I was, well, actually, even when I started writing, because I thought, where is it that we find that compassion, which starts with us and then reaches out, not to pity other people and to hope that they're but rather just loving kindness, and that but it seems to me that it has to start within me in order for me then to reach out to people beyond me.
To be genuine. Those people that they act like they like you and you can just sense it. When I have people hug me, they don't let go. Sometimes I'm like, okay, we've been here a long, long time. But it's because when I love somebody, I love them with all my heart, and I can't stop myself. I can't protect myself from maybe people that aren't as kind. And that's what I always pray for, is kind, gentle, loving people to come into my life. So it's reciprocal. That hug is like that Reiki that I do, that energy work.
Yeah.
So when you're hugging somebody from the heart and you really enjoy that hug, then that's what I do. That's Reiki, that's energy work. But right now, some people may walk the talk, like not walk the talk. They talk a lot and they say things, but it doesn't really resonate with you, like a salesperson. I got your back. I'll help you. Blah blah blah. I'll sell you this.
Yeah. No,
That's somebody's heart is blocked, but yet their mouth is too open.
Yeah, that's so true. And you have to learn. Well, I mean, I guess the trust starts with yourself, and then you can. I think it's almost like a meter. Then you can find out whether or not somebody outside of yourself is to be trusted.
Well, and I've been tested on that, and people are offering to help me, but it doesn't feel right. Like there's something not right. But before, I felt like I was obligated or I owed them something. Like I owed the whole world. If they wanted to do something with me or hang out with me, I would go because I'd feel like, oh, I should, that whole, like there's sympathy and empathy. Oh, I feel bad for this person, so I should hang out with them. Don't do it. That's the opposite of self-love. That is like obligation or guilt and all those things, those words. That means you're doing it wrong. If you feel joy and you're excited to go somewhere with someone, that's it. That's the magic, right? But if you are doing things you do not want to do, you're self-sabotaging and you're betraying yourself, right? Betrayal.
Yeah, that's right. And sometimes the way we've talked about it in the past has been very helpful, because I think sometimes we're so afraid of being alone, or we're so afraid of being with ourselves only. Let me put it that way, that we'll reach out, and find ourselves blemished, in a relationship, and not caring enough for ourselves. Oh boy.
So I guess that is self-care, time alone. And I just wrote my intentions. I love being alone. And I like it when I don't think and I just be. So I have 3 days right now to just get in my car and be. And when we're working a lot and we're doing too much, we have so many relationships, we can't be. So slowing down, meditating, time alone. That's the prescription.
Right. And also thank you for reminding me, because I haven't done that today yet, because I haven't had a chance. No, I did meditate early on, but I forgot to say, and I always say now what my intention is for the day, and that's that subtitle of your book, manifesting your heartfelt intentions. And they can be very simple. I had one the other day about Anthony, be calm with yourself as you approach your writing, because I've got this got to get those words down, and and that type of thing. And also, feeling like why are so many people writing so many books and I'm just, and you know what I mean? And it's just a waste of energy. And so I go back to the energy of, as you go through your day today, your intention is to remain calm with your creativity. Oh,
I love it.
Guess what? Yeah, I love it too. Thank you. So, I mean, I found my way because of you. You're a healer. Anyway, unfortunately, our Celestial Arts Quiz Show, folks, is coming to an end, and I must congratulate Dena Marie for surviving quite well And I say, Lady Grace, as I sometimes call her, thank you for teaching and sharing and illuminating. Let's continue with our Celestial Arts Quiz show in our next episode. I know this could go on forever, but I love it because it's a collaboration, you know what I mean, in a sense. And you shed light. And it's all over your book. Do you want to move closer to Dena Marie's wisdom? Then listen to her weekly radio show, Lift Your Spirits, on 1150 AM KKNW. But if you go to her website, dena-marie.com, you'll find information about her radio show. You'll find information about her being on Facebook. She's very active on Facebook. Daily chakra insight into chakra energy, blockage, and prescription. And also, you'll see startling photographs of the island on which she lives. It's so beautiful there. And I just feel like I need to get in an airplane and fly out there.
You do.
I promise I won't bother you. I'll just sit on the beach.
No,
You can wave to me. You can wave to me from your window. He's here again. My website for an interview with Dena Marie is on anthonymannabooks.com, MANNA. So go to my website's media section for my Podbean podcast interview with Dena Marie and a lot of other people that are significant in my life. Let me put it that way. So I've been interviewing writers and philosophers and spiritualists, etc. And you'll love my website too if you're a parent, a grandparent, teacher, because it's all about teens, tweens, and little kids, their reading and their writing habits, and trying to get them to become good readers and writers, because that's a good way to get in touch with their soul. Dena Marie, thank you so much. Lady Grace. Next time.
You. Yep, I'll see you next week.
Next week. Okay, goodbye, everybody, and thank you so much. Bye.